Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, good afternoon, sir. We can.
Okay, so can you switch on your video so that we are just going to start a new session so that today all of you must switch on your video so that we must be having some interaction. Please switch on your video. Okay, so uh, all of you are there or okay. Okay, so all of you must be knowing the name of the course, what we are dealing with.
Yes, sir. Production and operations management.
Yes, products and operations management. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, so I think this class is a diverse background. So, all of you are engineers, or we have from people from other backgrounds also.
Yes, sir. I am a geoscientist.
Okay. 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 Sure. So first, today we'll then the grading pattern. Then we'll discuss how this course will be proceed. Okay. Let me share the things. So few email IDs are not working actually here in this particular class.
24.
24. So few email IDs are not working. So just look at those things. Those who have not got the email. So okay. So the slides are visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
My screen is visible. I think. Okay. Okay. So the course is production and operations management, and it is a 310. So I think 4 credit course we have, and we have one tutorial and 3 lecture hours. Okay, so these are very basic course. Production operations management is a very basic course, and everyone has to take this particular course. So in this case, so these are the topics we are going to cover. So first is the introduction. So today we'll be discussing uh, about the introduction of operations management and then understanding. Then in this particular section, so we have different units. For example, the first unit we are going to discuss the introduction of operations management, and we'll be discussing the role of forecasting. For example, so first we'll start with the forecasting for productions operations management and concept of qualitative and quantitative forecasting. So there are different types of forecasting one can think of. One is uh, based on the data, so that is is called quantitative forecasting, and another is qualitative forecasting. We will be discussing this particular course. Then we will be discuss the numericals related to qualitative and quantitative forecasting techniques. We'll be discussing different numericals related to it. So then after that, we are going to discuss the production planning process. Okay. So you can note down these things. Okay, clear for main points. So first is introduction. Then second is we are going to discuss the forecasting. Then we are going to discuss the production planning and control concept of aggregate production planning. So what may be the let's say production. So how these productions can be done and understanding the capacity, demand, mixed options. Okay, capacity plannings. Then the numericals related to it. Then we are going to discuss the concept of materials requirement planning. Those who are in the productions, they must be knowing the basic concepts of materials requirement planning in the productions, and we'll be discussing the understanding the dependent demand, bill of materials, lead time, inventory, and related numericals we are going to discuss in this particular course. And then we are going to discuss the different strategies related to it, just like lot for lot strategies or like EOQ strategies. Then we'll be discussing after this production planning and control, let's say MRP. Then we'll be discussing the jobs of scheduling, sequencing, how you should send the materials into the machines. Okay, how the materials should be processed in an production environment. Okay, so in this case, we'll be discussing different types of sequencing technique, just like first come first serve, early due date, shortest processing time, longest processing times. We are going to discuss the basic things. Then we are going to discuss the if the number of machines is increased, then we are going to discuss the sequencing of those jobs, just like in jobs two machines problem, or like how we can extend those problems into the multiple jobs or multiple machines. Okay, clear. After that, we are going to discuss the inventory management. So there are different types of inventory models we have. For example, you can classify the inventory models based on the type of the product which are perishable in nature. The one kind of inventory models will be applicable, and if the product can be stored, then different types of inventory models may be applicable. Okay, clear. So we'll be discuss different types of inventory models, just like EOQ, EPQ, or like price break, and different types of models we are going to discuss. Then we'll be discussing the concept of facility locations, how you are going to locate a particular facility, methods of evaluating, locating alternatives, linear programming based models we are going to discuss. And then we'll discuss the concept of facility layout for managing operations, different types of layouts, designing and optimizing the layout using craft LTIP algorithm. Then at last, we have the sixth, we are going to discuss the, let's say, concept of strategy in managing operations, production, and process design. Let's say statistical process control, if time permits, I'll discuss. Then concept of GIT in production. So these all about the syllabus of this particular course. Okay, so we are going to cover, let's refer these particular books. Okay, for the textbook. So one is Operations Management by Hazer and Betty Render, and second book is the Production Operations Management by Panisilvam. Okay, so there are other reference book we are going to discuss. So that is, you can also refer the Operations and Supply Chain, like Robert Jacobs, Ravi Shankar Chase, and any book you can refer. Okay. Okay. So all of you got some idea what is going to happen in this particular course, for example, isn't it? A little bit. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. Okay. So let me share the slide. And the evaluation is, I think all of you must be knowing the evaluation in the previous semester. Same then. Okay, okay, okay. So assignment will be, let's say for your case, maybe one presentations, maybe I can keep one assignment, one presentations maybe kept, for example. Okay, clear? Let's see. Okay, okay. So let me copy the things. All of you got the keys? I have sent a key, small keys. Uh, mhm. Okay, all of you got that particular one. So what is your expectations from this particular course? Uh, How to manage? Okay. So, but this course, I'll cover these things through the mix of theory as well as the cases. Okay. Let me copy the things. Is the slides visible to all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So this is introduction to operations management and or production operations management. Both are the things, same thing mostly. Okay. So what is your view about the operations management? Let's say why it is so important. So what are the main problems in a business? Let's say start with the problems first. Okay. So can you answer what are the main problems of a business? Anyone can give answer. Anyone? So you have to give answer. Okay, clear. So you should not be and just like switch on the video and just like switch on. Uh, you have to attend the
So
class
maximizing the efficiency.
uh, because already you have switch off the video, so it is very difficult. Who is saying and okay. So first is the what are the problems? So problems is maximizing the efficiency. So, so what are the problems and what are the expectations? Okay, what are the
So just
expectations?
building on what Siddhant said, the major
So
problem
max.
is to get maximum value out of the investments that the business is making. Building
Okay.
robust processes that helps in creating maximum production and the minimum resources that we input. Third, ensuring that there are no leaks of revenue at any given point in time in our systems. Third is ensuring end-to-end compliance with all legal and statutory expectations from a business point of view. And fourth is building a system that can be scaled over time. So all of these are a part of business challenges.
Yes. So one challenge is you missed. So main challenge is you missed. Okay. So what is that?
So planning.
The planning is not a challenge. Okay. Clear. What is the main challenge in any business? So if you are
Utilization.
so one is supply, another is demand. make a balance between these two. Okay. So this is the main challenge for which we are working on. Everyone should work on. So why this is most challenging aspects of any business? Let's say you identified many things. Okay, clear. So all those things are also important. Okay. So but the main challenge is for any kind of business is supply and demand. So why it is so? Let's say if we are talking about the demand. So why demands? Why people are facing problems due to the demand management? Anyone give answer? So why we are facing problems for managing demand?
Because sir, demand is not controllable. It depends on external factors.
Yes. So demand is
So demand is
fluctuating in nature.
uncertain. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Demand is fluctuating in nature and it is uncertain in nature. Okay, clear. So so now, so then the main challenge is how to manage the demand. Okay. So how to tame this particular demand. So let's say you have uncertain demand. Okay. So what are the options you have to manage these things? Okay. So the job of your manager or operations management is to how you can efficiently convert the raw materials into the finished products. Okay, and by doing so, you have to utilize your resources properly. Okay, you have to utilize your manpower. You have to utilize your capacity of the machines and all those things. Okay, clear. So let's say, for example, this fluctuations of the demand you cannot control because this is beyond your control because it's based on the customer expectations, what customer is actually looking for. Okay, and how many players are there into the market. Okay, based on that, demand is varying over a period of time. Okay, so what are the options you have in this particular case? How do you manage the demand or the fluctuations? Anyone give answer these things?
So I think, sir, we can influence the demand by building a product which is robust and is more likely to be accepted by the users. Probably that's a part of production that we need to look at. That are we creating products which are superior and hence have higher demand in the market?
So higher demand will solve your problem. So you are not getting my question. Okay, clear. So my question is that the demand is fluctuating over a period of time. How to manage these things? The main challenge of operations management is the making a balance between supply and demand. Okay. So sometimes supply is low, the demand is high. Sometimes demand is low, supply is high. Okay. So that is the main challenge of a operations manager. How to make a balance between these things. Okay. Let's say
So while maintaining
we
inventory,
can try to forecast the yes. Demand. So so there are different options we have. One can think of different options. Okay. So just like let me. So like we have. Okay. So we have supply one side and another side we have a demand. Let's say like this. Okay. So how do you influence the demand? How do you influence the supply? Let's say I can influence the supply by changing my capacity. Yes or no? Go for overtime. Okay. By hiring, for example. Okay, like this. There are different ways one can, let's say, manipulate the supply side and demand side. So demand is fluctuating. Okay, clear. So can I influence the demand? Yes or no? How we can influence? That's fine. You have done all these things. Okay, need analysis. Okay, clear. Still, people are not able to do it.
We can try to give some discount or sale.
Discounts. Okay, let's say I'm talking about the discounts. Let's say X products. You are giving A% of discount. What will happen? Let's say just trying to understand the problems of a operations manager. Let's say A% discount you have given. So what is the effect of A% discount over the demand? Demand will increase or decrease?
Increase.
So demand will increase.
Demand will increase. Okay. Okay. So a demand, let's say we have a demand. So it is having two parts. One is actual demand, another is inflation or inflated demand, you can say. Okay, clear? So the actual demand may be 100, but due to giving the discounts, there may be additional 20 units are being purchased. Okay. So this type of phenomena is called the, so 20 units customer buy just now, and he will not buy after 2 3 months, within 2 3 months, for example. So this type of phenomena is called forward buying. So if the forward buying case is there, for example, in that particular case, there is a demand predictions will be very difficult. For example, sometimes demand will be high, next time demand will be very low. Next time demand will be moderate, for example, like this. Again, demand may be very high, and after a few quarters or like demand, there will be no demand. After that, there is a demand also like this. This type of phenomena may happen. So so here, so the main problem of challenge of the operations manager is fluctuations of the demand and how to manage those things. Okay, clear? So let's say, for example, in this particular period, there will be no demand. Okay, clear? But you incur a fixed cost. Yes or no? I'll give you a point, all of you.
Yes, sir.
So fixed cost will be there. Let's say fixed salaries are there and there is no demand. Okay, definitely. So therefore, giving discounts is not a very good way of handling, let's say, in a production system or like operation system. Okay, clear? So it will create turbulence in the system. Okay. Okay. So just like, so what is the role of what operations management and operations system is defined as one in which the several activities are performed, and the basic goal is to transform a set of inputs into the useful outputs, for example, using a transformation process. Okay. So operations management is a systematic approach to address all the issues pertaining to transformation process that converts some inputs to outputs that are useful and could fetch the revenue to the operating system. So have you heard the concept of supply chain? And anyone? So can you give some example of the supply chain? What do you understand by supply chain and how it is different from the operations? What do you understand by supply chain? What do you understand by the supply chain? Anyone? Abhishek, can you tell us what do you understand by supply chain? or anyone who is having any experience in this particular area?
So supply chain includes like starting from suppliers, they will provide the raw materials, and then that raw materials will go to the production unit where it will be transformed into the finished products, and then the finished products will go to the distributors, and then that will go to the retailers.
Okay. Yes, let's try to understand the basic problem of these things. So one is, let's say, supplier. Okay, set of suppliers. Okay, like we are dealing with different types of suppliers. S1, S2, S3, S4. Okay, so then supplier, then manufacturer, for example. Okay, so like this, we have few manufacturers. Like a company is having three manufacturing units. Okay, then distribution, many distribution centers like D1, D2, like this. After that, maybe retail, for example. Okay, clear? There may be different retail, many retails. Okay, like this. Okay, so these are flow we are managing. Okay, clear? Like this. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we are talking about the possibilities. Okay, clear? In case of networks. Okay, so we are talking about the possibilities. And like the operations management is like we are dealing with mostly like in the production related things. Okay, how we are going to let's say improve the efficiency, how we can convert all these things. But supply chain is much more than operations management. It is much complex and bigger in nature, for example. Okay, clear? Just like how you are going to procure the materials from your suppliers. Okay, then where, in which plant you are going to manufacture it. Okay, clear? In which distribution center you are going to send this material, and from which distribution center you are going to let's say send the material to a retail center, for example, like that. Okay, so from the retail, the customers are buying the product, for example. So a typically supply chain, for example, a customer is buying product from let's say R1, R2, R3, or like RN, for any place they can buy. Okay, clear? So here we are creating the demand. Are you getting a point, all of you? Okay, so in this particular point, retail point, we are creating the demand. Okay, so what is the significance? Let's say you just take example of let's say purchasing a salt from the Reliance retail, for example. Okay, clear? You purchased one packet of salt. So what is the significance of purchasing this one packet of salt from company's perspective? So, what? So, when a particular SKU, so let's say, for example, one packet of Tata Salt is being sold. Okay, clear. So, what is actually being created there? एक पैकेट टाटा सॉल्ट मान लीजिए बिक गया, ठीक है? Okay, so what is that? मतलब is a demand. What type of data we are creating? So that is a data. We are creating a data from which we got the data. So one that is called a POS. So can you guess what does it mean, POS? So you just scan the QR code and purchase the things. Okay, clear?
Point of sale.
Point of sale. Yes, correct. So this is the point of sale data. Okay, so there are n number of SKUs, for example. Okay, clear. So one SKU is denoting the Tata, one maybe denoting the, let's say, other companies, for example, Patanjali, for example. Okay, clear. So this point of sale data, Okay, so one thing is that we are creating this point of sale data, and so what to do with this particular kind of data? Let's say we have created a data. What to do?
We will research that at what price did the product reach to the end consumer, and then we'll also find out how much time did it take to turn up that inventory straight from manufacturing to the end point. All of that data is really valuable for forecasting and understanding the processes.
Yes, yes. So what we can do is that we are creating a data. Let's say, and simultaneously here, there are two types of strategies you should also understand. Okay, so there's a basic strategies. Just note down MTS and MTO. We'll discuss these things in the due course of time. So just for the introduction, we are just discussing what is. So MTS, can you guess? Anyone? Just like one word I have written. Make.
So MTS is make to stock.
Yes.
In general world, we also call that I have ready stock product with me, which means it
Yes.
is
So one is
available in demand.
yes, one is make to stock, another is make to order. So then generally two types of strategies we can think of in operations management. Let's say, for example, if we are dealing with a salt packet, so which strategy will be applicable? Make to stock or make to order?
MTS, sir, make to stock.
Yeah, make to stock. Why?
Because there is no customization required in this product. It is similar for all the end users. There is no
Yes. So,
change
so
in the
it is a
chemical
basic
composition.
basic product. So the basic idea is that so there are different types of product. This is a very basic product, and the margin is less. Okay. So whenever we are dealing with from product to product, our strategies are also changing. Okay, clear. So in case of operations management, so the strategies what you are dealing with for the salt may not be applicable for may not be applicable for laptop, for example, may not be applicable for the let's say iPhone, for example. Okay, clear. So what I was talking about is that let's say when some retailers sold this particular product, any product, so their let's say generated point of sale data using the make to stock strategies, then 1 unit of inventory is also removed from the system. Are you getting a point, all of you? Inventory is reduced from the system. Okay. So now there is a concept called, so now how to manage the inventory, for example, let's say. So all of you are practicing managers. So how to manage? Let's say you have 100 packets of salt. Okay. So every day there is a sales of uh, 20 packets. And the lead time is 2 days. So when I should place an order, let's say.
So on the third day, I think we should place an order.
Yes, on the third day or like when we have 40 units left, I should place an order so that material should arrive in the morning, for example, very early morning, like before 7 a.m., for example. Okay, so that. So there may be two cases one can think of. One operations manager, what people are very, the annoying part is that. So one is lost sales. Second is high inventory. Yes or no? All of you must be knowing and these particular problems.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So which one you should target first?
So lost sales should be targeted first.
I think that, yeah, lost sales, sir.
Lost sales. Okay, clear. So lost sales. Let's say you should target lost sales. Okay, clear. So you are not interested to lose your customers. So for this, are you keeping infinite number of amount of inventory?
No, sir.
Yes. So definitely answer is no. So what is that? So how much? Let's say I'm interested to uh, satisfy the customer for 95% of the time. Okay. So for example, if the customer came to my shop, then 95% of the time he or she should get the material. Okay, clear? Like that. So this phenomenon is called what?
Sir, in software delivery, we call this as uptime.
Uptime. Okay, clear. Normal case. What is
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of that.
SL? SL can you guess? Service level.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay. Yes. So service level is also important aspects in case of operations management. Okay, clear. So how much service level you are interested to ensure. Let's say someone is interested to ensure 95% service level. Someone is interested to make 99% service level. Okay, clear. So which one you should ensure, for example, and why? And someone is 80%, for example. Okay, clear. What are the problems here in this particular case?
You're not able to serve 20% of your customers in the 80% bracket. If the
Yes,
second one is losing out on 5%.
that's fine. Let's say I'm not able to satisfy 20% of the customers. Okay, clear. So what are the advantages I have? ठीक है मैंने 20% सर्विस नहीं कर पाया ओके क्लियर so what are the advantages I have I must be having some advantages for not serving 20%
So there is no inventory management cost.
no you should not say no okay clear so there is always a inventory management so definitely okay clear so here the thing is that let's say the holding cost will be much lower let's say if you are trying to satisfy 99% okay the holding cost will be much higher as compared to the 80%. So 80%, when you are trying to satisfy the demand of 80%, then definitely the holding cost or like safety stock. So there is a concept called safety stock. We'll discuss all these things, okay, in due course of time. Just for your overview, I am just talking about. So safety stock. So are you keeping safety stock in your system? Yes or no? Those who are working in the production or
Yes.
like any other kind of things. Okay, safety stock. So there are different, let's say, so there are certain formulas to calculate the safety stock. We'll be discussing when we'll discuss the things, okay? And like that. So everything are in the operations management, okay, clear? So the basic job of operations management is like we have a set of inputs we are going to process, and then we have a set of outputs, for example. Okay, clear? So outputs may be two types. One is either we can have a goods or we can have a services. What is the basic difference between a goods and services? Anyone can, let's say, shed some light over it. Both the things are same or what?
The goods are tangible, services are intangible.
Yes, goods are tangible. Okay, clear. Just like you purchased a pen, that is a good. Okay, but services, for example, okay, like haircut, for example, haircut is a service. Doctor, visiting a doctor is a services, for example. Okay, clear. So this comes under the output level, and apart from this, there are other uh, activities are also involved into it to ensure the things. Okay, so one is quality management, maintenance, process improvements. Okay, clear. So all other things are like internal part of a operations management. So here we have input like we have labor hours, we have materials, we have a capital requirements, we have. Okay, clear. These are the inputs and it are going to be processed, and then so there are different things associated with it in the production process. So like we have a process, product design, we have purchasing, inventory control, we have, let's say, purchasing and inventory control, material capacity, operations planning and control, and after that we are getting the goods or material, goods or services. Okay. Okay. So if I see the operations functions, so can you explain this particular figure? Just look at this figure. Okay, clear. So what does it mean actually? So operations is a, let's say, nucleus. Here it is being shown as a nucleus of any system. Okay, just like this operations. Let's say steel manufacturing. Let's say so the steel production is a main operations. Okay. Apart from this, we have different functional areas. So what do you understand by functional areas? Anyone can give answer? And how it will facilitate? So is the all the functional areas is facilitated in the operation department? Yes or no? What are the different functional areas in any organization? Can you give your answer? Can you give the answer?
Sir, different functional areas in the core departments are marketing, finance, operations, human resource.
Okay, so what are the goals of those let's say functional areas? So let's, for
To
example, one a particular company operates. Okay, so it is having a core goal. Okay, so one is having a goal. Then we have some strategies. Okay, some strategies you are going to develop. Okay, clear. Okay, so is the so definitely we have different functional areas. So like these are the core functional area, just like operations functions. For example, if you are manufacturing a particular product, then definitely operations is the most important thing. And to assist this particular functional area, so I require the manpower, for example. So this manpower is being provided by the human resource department. Okay, clear? And required, let's say, financial supports is given by the accounting department. Then technical function, R&D, for example. Okay, clear? R&D department is giving us the, let's say, required designs and all those things. Okay. product or service development functions, new product service ideas, let's say. Okay, technical function is there, processing needs technology supports, and this products support department, R&D, for example, is giving some ideas and all those things. Marketing is creating the demand, and that particular demand data is given to operations functions. Okay, clear? And information system is helping us to increase the visibility across the system. Okay, clear? Okay, so this is all about the operations functions we have. So the first thing is that do you think what are the rules of the information system in this context, for example? So information system is required.
Absolutely, sir.
So what if you don't have the information system? So what may be the problems?
You're not managing your data and you're not giving the tools that is required for an organization to operate smoothly. Information systems bridges that gap, ensuring that everybody has what they need to operate
No, no.
smoothly.
If I ask you to give answer in one two sentences, one two words, okay, what should be your answer?
So, sir, if just in a simple line, IT support or this supports all the systems,
So let's
which
say, for
helps in
example,
coordination.
I am implementing SAP, for example. Okay, clear. What benefits I will be getting? Simple term.
Documented information of all the processes.
So that is simply I am going to increase my visibility. Okay, clear. Yes
Right.
or no? Visibility. Okay. So visibility in terms of what? So what kind of visibility I am talking about? What is the visibility in terms of this operations management context? Anyone give any answer can?
So, visibility of performance, maybe.
Performance. How do you? So what kind of performance? So if you say performance, what does it
Uh,
mean?
how are systems operating at the moment if I want to have a look?
सिस्टम मीन्स क्या है सिस्टम में बहुत चीज है ना
Right.
so how your machines are working for example okay clear so machines means so there you can also quantify downtime are you
Correct.
getting a point
Yes.
so one is downtime another is sorry so another is let's say production time okay so one like that from the machine's perspective so you can also get these things from employee perspective also okay clear so how many times the particular person's gone for a tea break, for example, okay? Just like that. Just for giving example, okay, clear? How many leaves this particular person has taken in the previous month or last 12 months, for example, like that. Okay. Or like from the inventory perspective, for example, you can see the inventory status by clicking over the system, for example. What may be the raw material status? What may be the finished goods inventory? Okay, clear? So information system is just like the neuron of the system of a human body kind of things or like a production system. Okay. Without information system, it is very difficult to improve the visibility or you so for big companies who cannot operate without the information system. Okay, just like so. So can you, so what is your view about this particular figure? So all the operations are same.
I think so. They would have different objectives.
Yes. So how do you, let's say differentiate these things? What are the types of operations? Can you just distinguish these things? Yes. So, but operations is having one is backend. Yes, definitely you are correct. Backend, and another is front end. So before that, so can you classify these operations? So classify means, let's say one is, this is the service. Okay, I get a point. Banking is a service or product,
Service.
and this is a product. So there are different types of operations one can think of. So one is product operations, for example, or the productions. Another is service, for example. In the productions, there may be different types of production one can think of. Okay, so when I am talking about the production, so there are basically two types of production things. Okay, can you guess what are the different types of production? Anyone? So I am just writing one options. So continuous production system. Another is batch production system. So what is the basic difference between a continuous production system and batch production system? No, you just told the reverse one. Okay, clear. So continuous means you are continuously producing the things. Okay, clear. So good example is oil, oil refinery. Okay. So what is the basic fundamental characteristics of this continuous production system? So there are different types of production system. One is continuous, another is batch. So continuous means oil production. Okay. So what is the main characteristics of oil? So one can think of the volume. वॉल्यूम कितना होगा, ज्यादा होगा कि कम होगा? In case of continuous production system,
The high volume.
so volume is very high. Okay, clear. And variety is low or high? Variety is low. So basic characteristics of the continuous production system is that the volume is very high, variety is very low. Whereas batch is volume is low, and variety is high. Okay, just like this. Okay, so here, so like in this case, which strategy one can? So this is a burger company, Pret and Menger. Okay, clear. So this take out restaurant operation. Okay, clear. So this mm, like make to order or ATO, assemble to order. So what which term is more specifically applicable for these particular things?
So I think ATO would be good
ATO would be much more applicable things. Okay, clear. So there are different terminologies. So what I am trying to explain is that so in operations management, okay, so there are different factors involved into it. It is not like that the one factor you have taken and you cannot say that these are the best options. Okay, clear. So with the situations changes, your strategy is also going to change. Your operations patterns are also going to be changed. Okay, clear. Just like this. So this is the idea of the whole operations management. Okay, clear. Okay. So here, let's say ATO means assemble to order. Let's say how it is applicable for burger manufacturing company like this, Pret and Menger, for example. So how will burger manufacturer, just like Domino's, how they operates?
Sir, can you repeat your question, please?
So let's say, for example, take the example of the Domino's. So how they operate actually? Domino's Pizza or like
Sir,
that.
MTO model. will they operate in? They prepare once the order is placed.
Make to order.
Yes, sir.
The main strategy is make to order. So how they operate actually? So
So
are they
first,
keeping inventory? So let's say you need to understand the processes. For example, the first they customer place an order. Okay, the first stage is placing an order.
right, sir.
Based on the order, they are assembling the things.
Right, sir.
Okay. So assembling, how would you assemble the things? Okay, so you require different ingredients, for example. Okay, clear? So one is the let's say bread. Second is the cheese, for example. Many things. Okay. Third maybe the
Veggies,
chili flakes, for example. Chili
veggies.
flakes. Veggies, for example. Okay. So there are n number of let's say 1,000 items. Okay, 100,000 items. Okay. For every items, there is an inventory you have to hold. Yes or no?
Yes,
For every item, you have to keep the inventory in the system.
correct.
Okay. So this ordering, let's say, is not also fixed. This order, so let's say demand, which we are generally uh, talking about. So demand is not fixed.
Right, sir.
So let's say, for example, Monday there is a requirement of let's say chicken pizza, for example. Okay, clear, maybe high. But in Tuesday there is maybe requirement of the corn pizza, for example, maybe high, for example. Okay. So such kind of operations, the main thing is the demand management. How the demand is varying over a period of time, and because based on the demand, this you require this material, raw material. Agree a point? Okay. Just like if you are holding too much of chicken in the Domino's and there is no taker for it, for example. So definitely inventory holding cost will be applicable for that particular item. And if you are not able to sell that particular thing, so definitely it will be very difficult uh, to make a profit out of it. Okay. So therefore, what we are actually trying to explain here is that, let's say, from product to product, service to service, the type of the operations is also changing. The banking operations, for example, or like maybe is different also. For example, if you visit like SBI, the way they are operating is purely different from if you go in the HDFC or like in a private bank, for example. Okay, clear? Again, a point, because the type of the customer is also different, type of the deposits are also different, type of the services are also different, and like that also. Okay. So why to study operations management? So cost and the basic fundamental thing is that to increase the profit, cutting the costs, and which costs affects the revenue, for example. Okay, clear. So when I am talking about the cost, uh, can you elaborate what types of cost we are talking about? Is the cost is normal cost, or there is other costs also? Can I explain these two terminologies? So there are two types of cost associated with it.
The financial
The
cost, time cost, energy cost.
every cost. So every cost is having two components. One is value added costs, another is non-value added costs. Okay, clear. So let's say, for example, you are moving a particular material like this in a shop floor. Those who have worked in the production must be knowing the shop floor. Okay, clear. Let's say it may be moved like this, and this may be moved, then should come like this. Okay, clear? Or you can move the material like this directly. So this is case one, and this is case two. So by looking at apparently which, let's say, where the non-value added cost is associated with it.
C1 would have, sir, higher costs associated with it
Yes.
because
So
the route is
here,
longer.
non-value, let's say, for example, there may be a possibility of non-value added costs. Okay, clear? So the thing is that, let's say, so in every operations, there are two types of things. One is value additions, another is non-value additions. So if you are moving the material unnecessarily in a system, so then you are adding non-value added costs. If you are recruiting too much of people which cannot, let's say, contribute to the company, this you are also adding the non-value added things. Okay, clear. So the cost cutting is the main objective of operations management. How you can reduce the cost, how you can efficiently operate, and at the end of the day you have to create a competitive advantages. Okay, clear. So many so the management of operations is critical to create and maintain and competitive advantages. So what do you understand by competitive advantage? So is the competitive advantage is how we should think the competitive advantage. Let's say BMW, and let's say the example of Maruti. So both are interested to launch their products in the rural area. Who is having the competitive advantages?
Maruti will have competitive advantage because of lean
Yes.
practices.
For what? Maruti is having the competitive advantage for what reasons?
For having lean practices that produce lower cost products.
So BMW is also taking the lean practice or adopting the lean practice. This is not the answer. Okay, clear. So let's say, for example, here you have to think in terms of type of customer and the affordability. Affordability. So when I'm talking about a type of customer, the affordability, so affordability may be low or high. Although BMW is manufacturing a fantastic car and very good features, however, the affordability in the rural area is not there. So so the so BMW may not be suitable, competitive, let's say suitable for the rural people, for example. So here the competitive advantage lies with the Maruti, for example. They are producing very cheap car. Okay, clear. And and so the basically the so what we are actually trying to do here is that, so one side the objective of operations management, how you can satisfy the demand of the customer. Okay, like this. For here, for the Indian context, Maruti is having the competitive advantages as compared to the BMW, for example. Okay. However, in case if you consider these things in the foreign context, definitely, so Marutis don't have the competitive advantages as compared to the BMW, because BMW will be preferred brand. So because they prioritize the safety as compared to the costs. Okay. Are you getting a point, all of you? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. We are, sir. We are getting your points.
Yes. So there are different dimensions of the operations management. Okay, clear. So what I was talking about that the our operations is not fixed. The strategies are not fixed. Okay, clear. So there are different dimensions like time, for example. So time, quality, flexibility, and costs. Okay. So these are the few dimensions one can think of while developing the operation strategy, for example. So time means like how quickly you are giving the service, service, for example. Okay, clear? So here we are talking about the lead time, for example. If the lead time is low, then the price will be high or low.
Sir, hard to tell, actually.
The how it is hard to tell. The normal answer will be
Sir, if lead time is less, it means that the production time is less, which might indicate that the prices is low, but it cannot be true for all.
price charge will be high or low. So whatever price you are charging will be that will be high or low. Let's say there is a lead time is low. कम टाइम पे आपको ज्यादा सप्लाई करना है तो डेफिनेटली विल चार्ज हाई लीड टाइम इज ओके just like that in that particular way you should think. Okay, so if the lead time is given, let's say customer is asking for a product which should be delivered within 5 days. So normally the general lead time is 10 days. So as the customer is wanting that, yes, Siddharth.
Sir, I would like you to just explain some of the terminology because some of us are not like we don't know about these what is lead time and what is
Okay,
supply
okay, okay.
level.
Yes, yes, बताइए. Lead time means so yes, 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 fine. So if you don't understand, then please let me know. Okay, clear. So I think I thought that you have all of you have worked in the industry, so that you must be knowing all these things. Okay, no issue, no issue. Okay, so lead time means like you are placing an order. So you are interested to purchase one product X. Okay, X product you are interested to purchase. Okay. So today you place an order, after 2 weeks you got the material. So here the lead time is 2 weeks. Okay, I get my point, all of you. So lead time definitely any of so there are different dimensions of the operations management. How quickly you are operating, for example. Okay, just like if you take the operation strategy of Blinkit, all of you must be knowing Blinkit and Amazon. What is the basic difference? Blinkit and Amazon.
Blinkit will deliver
Lead
faster
time,
than
sir.
Amazon.
The difference is in lead time.
Blinkit is delivering within 10 minutes. Okay. Amazon is also delivering the same grocery product, but it will take, let's say, 1 day or 2 day, 2 days, for example. Okay, clear? Just like this. So here, so Blinkit is operating over the time, for example. So the operational flexibility, so there this particular company is operating over the time. So the core competency, here there is a concept called core competency. Any guess what do you understand by core competency? So expertise you can say. Okay, clear. So core competency one can think like expertise. What may be the expertise of that particular component? So here the Blinkit, the core competency is the quick delivery or the time, for example. So they are operating on compressing their operation time, for example. So other companies are not focusing on that. So definitely they are focusing on other things. However, here they are Blinkit is competing over the time, but they are not competing over the cost. Agree a point. So if you ordered material from the Blinkit, you will not be getting so much of discounts. You will not be getting high amount of discounts in case of Blinkit. But there may be a possibility of relatively more discounts in case of Amazon or like Flipkart. So, so here what we are actually trying to understand is that a product may be, let's say, you can do the business in different dimensions. So you can do business over the time. You can do business focusing on the quality. You can do business over the cost, and you can do business on the flexibility, just like customized products, for example. Okay, clear? So flexibility means how your products or services are flexible in nature. For example, okay, clear? Just like take example of packaged tour. Package tour. So in case of package tour, definitely flexibility matters. So you cannot offer only, let's say, fixed interval or fixed days tours to the customers. Okay, clear? So like that. So definitely you can compete over different dimensions. One is time, another is quality, another flexibility, is costs. Okay. So now, so just we have discussed the different functional areas. So now, tell me, all the functional areas are friendly in nature, or is there any conflict among the functional areas, for example? So we have discussed different types of functional areas. For example, we have like HR, we have like marketing, we have like operations, we have like finance. So is there any conflict among the functional areas? Can you explain? So definitely there is conflicting is inherent into it. Okay, clear. So what is the basic, let's say, characteristics of the marketing department? Anyone those who are working the marketing? So marketing people are providing high variety or low variety. The product portfolio, they generally sell the products, na? Product portfolio. Variety is high. Variety is high variety. Okay, clear. So marketing people should love to dealing with the high variety. Yes or no? However, on the other hand, operations, they hate the marketing people. Okay, clear. They generally operate, they comfortable in operating in low variety. Why? No, no, research department is different, for example. Okay, clear. So there are other things. Okay, clear. So one is setup. One is setup time. Second is inventory management. If you increase the variety, definitely the inventory requirements is also varying. Okay, clear. Third is third is handling those huge amount of inventory. Setup time. Okay, clear. Variety is more, then uncertainty will also increase. If you increase the number of products, definitely the uncertainty for each product is also increasing, for example. Okay, clear? Just like that. Okay. This is some breakdowns is there. Definitely. There is also uncertainty in nature. Okay, clear? Agree on point, all of you. So now in case of finance department, what they actually want. So they talks about in terms of money. Right? Okay. So reduce inventory. So they always talking about the reduced inventory. Why you are giving so much of inventory? So operations people they love to keep inventory in the system. Okay, more productions, more productions. Okay, so if you look at the different functional areas, then you will see that across the in the organizations they are conflicting in nature. For example, okay. So just like finance people, they are always insisting to reduce the inventory, whereas the operations people are love to keep the inventory in the system. Although to increase the productions, to show the productions. Okay, clear. And definitely these things is also depend on the type of the products also. Okay, clear. Type of the products and type of the market also. Okay, clear. So type of the market. When I'm talking about the type of the market, so there may be two things one can think of. So one is monopoly. Okay, so monopoly market is that, and multiple players, oligopoly kind of things is also there. So monopoly means just like a system like Coal India, for example. Okay, clear. Which is manufacturing coals. So in that particular case, production department is always interested to create more productions and all those things. Okay, clear. And take the examples of the let's say cell phone manufacturing company. The productions you produce a particular model significantly. After a certain time, the demand decreases a lot for that particular product. So in that particular case, definitely that particular product will be obsolete from the market. Okay, clear. So it depends. So okay. So this is the typical. So can you explain this particular thing? This what is the situation of a typical operations manager? Yes. So the position of a operations manager is the sandwich position. It's very difficult. Okay. Okay. So the thing is that. So okay. So all of you got some idea what is operations management? What are the so I'm trying to um, s- let's say today is the first day. Okay, clear. So here I am stopping here. Okay. So how many classes we have? We have a Friday class, I think. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we'll discuss in the next class. Okay. So just you got some idea what is operations management? What are the factors involved into it? And how it should work actually. We'll discuss the case in the next class. Okay, IKEA case. So within 10 minutes, it's not possible. Yes. I'll give. So have you noted down the name of the book, textbook?
No, sir. Sorry, we were not able to.
Okay, so just note down. So one is operations management, Hazer and Berry Render. Hazer and Berry Render.
Sure, sir.
And the cases, I'll circulate the cases and we'll discuss. So what is your expectation? So we should discuss two cases or two numericals. So this course we have lots of numericals. Yes, definitely. I'll discuss small cases. So today I just gave the overview of the subjects. Okay, clear. And in the next class we'll start discussions with that cases what we have discussed. Okay, just go to that particular case and there are lots of numericals. Okay, so in this particular course we'll discuss all those things. Okay, and then okay. Okay, thank you. Then next class we'll be discussing the things. Okay. Yes, please. Make to stock means just like you are keeping the stock. From the stock, you are trying to satisfy the demand of the customers. Okay, clear? Okay, so here the forecasting comes first. So make to stock. So based on the forecasting, you are manufacturing, then managing inventory, and from that particular inventory, holding inventory, you are trying to satisfy the demand of the customers. Okay, so this strategy is called the make to stock. Okay, so another strategy is make to order. So make to order means just like you got the order first. Okay, and based on the order, you have just produced the things. And assemble to order is the same thing, just like the make to order. Okay, so you have different raw materials in the semi-finished form, and when you got the order, then you are just assembling the things and then deliver to the customer, just like a burger. Okay, so already many items are pre-cooked. Okay, just like that. So it is not like that. So everything they are procuring after getting the orders. Okay, so in that particular case, for all the cases, you have to keep the inventory in the system. So sometimes the demand is satisfied from the existing inventory, or sometimes you are trying to satisfy the demand based on the requirements of the customers. So in the latter case, just like make to order, for example, okay, so customization is possible in the latter stage also. I get your point. So customization means, let's say, for example, you placed an order and you specified that that particular pizza don't have the chili powder, for example, or like that, or like, or you can increase the spicy ness into that. So in that case, it is possible. But in the first case, for example, while you are satisfying the demand from the existing inventory, you cannot let's say incorporate all these things in the later stage, for example. I think I can able to clear your doubts. Okay, just read the book. That is a very good book. Okay, Acer and Berry Render. Then we'll discuss the numericals, and in the tutorial we will also discussing the things. Okay.
Focus.
ओके ओके, नहीं ठीक है, थोड़ा सा वीडियो रहता है ना, थोड़ा सा डिस्कशन सही रहता है, मतलब ठीक है, चलो कोई बात नहीं। ठीक है, ठीक है, चलिए बाकी क्लासेस शुरू हो गए ना, आज से है ना आप लोगों का क्लास?
नहीं, कल से स्टार्ट हुआ है सर।
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, ये एग्जाम कैसे होता है? इधर आते हैं आप लोग के उधर ही सेंटर में होता है?
नहीं,
So तीन सेंटर है सर टोटल।
अच्छा
टोटल 3 सेंटर्स हैं, दिल्ली, कोलकाता एंड धनबाद। मेजॉरिटी स्टूडेंट्स धनबाद के हैं, एंड देन 5-6 स्टूडेंट्स आर फ्रॉम कोलकाता एंड दिल्ली सेंटर्स।
अच्छा 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 अच्छा, मेजोरिटी धनबाद से है।
राइट सर।
ठीक, ओके ओके। आज का क्लास का मतलब समझ में आया थोड़ा सा?
यस सर।
ठीक है, चलिए।
यस सर, ऑपरेशंस मैनेजमेंट के बारे में
सर कुछ थोड़ा टर्मिनोलॉजी
बता दीजिएगा, ठीक है, विल डिस्कस, उसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। आई थॉट दैट ऑल ऑफ यू मस्ट बी नोइंग द बेसिक थिंग्स, तो ठीक है, उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। ठीक है, तो हम वो कर देंगे। ठीक है, ओके,
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू।